And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 17th episode of the Digital Hustle Talk Show. I'm your host, Lisad, and I'm so thrilled to have you all here with us today. Can you believe it's already Friday? Happy Friday to all our amazing viewers out there. So, before we dive into today's interview, I want to encourage all of you joining us live or even on the replay to drop a comment below and let us know where you're tuning in from. And we'd love to say hi and connect with all of our wonderful viewers from around the world. I'm super excited about our special guest today. Her name is Arlene, and she's originally from Venezuela and Trinidad and finally settled in the UK. Arlene's story is all about family, dreams, and giving back. And she's on a mission to help people embrace the world of digital online business and paving the way for reliable income, flexibility, and the freedom to work from anywhere in the world. Her dream to empower everyone to take control of their health, achieve financial independence, and savor every moment of life. Trust me, guys, you don't want to miss out on this exhilarating episode. So, we'll be serving up practical insights and unveiling the endless possibilities of the digital hustle. So, without further ado, please join me in giving a warm welcome to the wonderful Arlene on our Digital Hustle Talk Show. Hi, Arlene.
Hi, it's really good to be here. Finally, Lizette.
Exactly. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. It's been a busy day at work. I work from home, and it's been quite a challenge and busy. But with good time management, things can go as planned, and you can deliver effectively, as I say.
Exactly. We're so excited to have you here. Are you ready? We're going to throw 5 questions at you. Give me 1 sec. I have a cough, that's why. We're going to throw 5 questions at you so that our viewers will be able to get to know you a bit better. Are you ready?
Ready? Here I am. Ready.
First question is, can you tell us about yourself?
Tell you about myself. So, um, I've lived in the UK for 33 years this year. I came and I studied nursing. I trained at Westminster Hospital, the old Westminster Hospital, and I was one of the first nurses to go to Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. So I lived in London for a while, loved it, cycled in it, did babysitting through an agency as a student nurse. It was great fun. During my nursing career, I moved up to nursing sister. And when I was a junior nursing sister, I thought I just had a bit more in me. So I went and I did a degree in health sciences and management at Middlesex University in London. And that was really good. And when I did that, I thought, wow, I'm going to get some really good job at Department of Health, etc. That didn't happen. I did manage to get a job in what you used to call in management, So I got a job in management and I moved my way up, and I eventually went into commissioning. But before that, I worked a bit in public health with new entrant screening, working with asylum seekers, refugees, doing work with tuberculosis. I specialize in TB, linked in with HIV, etc. And that was a really good job. And that really got the passion for public health and the services that we can deliver in the UK for people with tuberculosis. After that, I decided to do a master's in public health. And during the pandemic, I decided to go back into public health. So from commissioning, 6 years in the NHS, I thought, people were saying, are you mad to leave the NHS after so long? What about your pension? And I took a risk. I took a big risk. I had a permanent job, a good, well-paying job. And I took a risk because I loved public health. And I saw that niche. I saw that opportunity. And I thought there's lots of jobs going there with public health and COVID. took that risk, took that opportunity. My partner, my fiance thought, she's mad, don't do it. I did it and it's paid off. I've been contracting, getting lots of experience so that I can put in my portfolio. I would like to be a public health consultant, but I'm a public health specialist at the moment. But I specialize in health protection. So that's me about work. And at home, I have a son. He's 18. I'm divorced and I'm getting remarried next year to a lovely Roberta. And my son, Wannis, is 18. He'll be off to university this year. So that's nerving for me, my one and only. And I've got one cat now. We lost one a few months ago. And 2 dogs, my fur babies. And my family, my world. And I've got siblings overseas and one sibling here. And my mum, who's my dearest, is overseas as well. So that's a bit about me. I can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Wow, that's a lot. You have so much experience, especially with public health. And what inspired you to, I'll move on to the second question. What inspired you to venture into the world of digital or online business and help others achieve financial freedom?
Okay, so I actually was actively seeking for opportunities and remote working. I'm being honest, even though I work remotely, I'm still in that hustle. Sometimes I still, if I'm on a project like yesterday, I'd wake up start at 6:30 at my desk. People assume when you work from home, yes, it is flexible, but sometimes you might sit at your station or at your stand at your workstation and you don't really go and get that drink. You're so busy, you could be back-to-back meetings. So I think for me, and having 2 dogs as well, I really, really wanted to have that flexibility, and I didn't want to be really tied to a desk. I'm being honest with you. I don't really want to be at a single location. I'd like to take my dogs most of the time wherever. I'm being honest with you, take my dogs with me. And I think running this, sorry, I've got a cat who's just being naughty here. I think I can doing the digital online business. I can work from anywhere in the world, anywhere in the UK, and business 24/7, it runs, behind. And I think it's about empowering and giving people that choice as well. Let them know that you can have that flexibility. You can go and do the things that you love and take back time. I think time is precious. And I think for me, having had and still have had some health problems, it's about really taking back control of your health. That's really, really important. And that's what I want to do.
Wow, that's a really good story. Actually, a lot of people can totally relate to you. Most people, especially who are working in NHS, would love to work from home because they're able to do that and they're able to spend more time with their family, especially those mothers who have whose children are very little yet, so they miss milestones from their kids. So yes, I do get that, and I do think that a lot of people can relate to your story. Now, next question: how do you manage to juggle your role as a public health specialist with your dedication to your family and your digital business pursuits?
Okay, so you have to bring in your project management skills that you use at work. You have to bring it in the house. So that's just how it works. Otherwise, you have to be organized. And I think for any business owner, you have to be organized. It's what you put into the business, is what you invest in it. So if you expect to have a business and expect it to work properly, you're going to have to invest that time. You're going to have to network. You have to invest that time. You have to do research. You have to be there. Yes, you have that flexibility. And I think how I juggle it is I have a schedule. I use Outlook. That's my go-to on my phone. I have a schedule for the house, and I also have my schedule to allow flexibility for changes, because when you have a teenager, there is always, you at the moment being a taxi driver, could you drop me off here? Could you do this? Just before we started, I got a little bit perturbed because the doorbell rang and somebody didn't take his key with him, even though I said to take your key. So it's about having that flexibility, knowing everybody's schedules. So I try to get my son's, even though he's on holiday waiting for his A-level results, but he's got a part-time job. So I get his schedules a week before. While he was in school, I have his schedule, have his timetable, know what activities he has. He plays golf. I just know when he has competitions, when he needs to go where. My fiance, I just know, ask him what his schedules are. I think that's very important. And I've learned a little neat trick recently. I stopped doing my groceries on a Saturday. It's just too busy, and so I do some online shopping, but I'm an online shopper. But I decided to go to do my weekly shopping on a Friday evening when it's very quiet, get everything done. So that means I have Saturday mornings for my business, and the afternoons, for the family to do other things. So it's about time management and being very organized.
Exactly. I agree on that because me as well. I love organizing, and I'm a very organized person because of my job as well as a HR. And also, what I do like is blocking some time for every activity or for every task. For example, blocking time for work and for my training and for personal development or for my business. So I think creating your own schedule is just a game changer. And
Yeah.
every entrepreneur needs to create their own schedule to make sure that they get a lot of things done in a short amount period of time. So yeah, we're very alike. And what advice would you give to someone who's interested in making the leap but is hesitant to do so?
Talk to one of us. I think, suppose you can do what I did. I stalked my coaches. So I kind of stalked Odessa, really, and Odette, and I got confused who I spoke to. Which one I spoke to one time.
Yeah.
But I looked at their what they were doing, what they were achieving. And I think in one of the conversations I think I had with Odette, I quite liked the openness and the transparency of that this is a business. This isn't a pyramid, because that's what my fiance was saying. He's very skeptical even now. And it's what you invest in it and the time, and it's going to be work, and there is training. And you have to do that training. Yes, when you get stuck, you have your coach, you have your mentor, but you have to put into it. And I think that conversation really, really helped me, So I think if anybody is speak to other people and look and see what other people have done and how they have achieved. Everybody as well. I think very important for people, and I had to do that for myself, is that everybody's in a different bit of the journey in their business. So you have to understand that, and they have worked very hard to get there, So like Marks and Spencer's and John Lewis and Tesco's didn't start off like whoosh, just like that. You have a vision. You have to know your brand. So what is your brand? And I would say to somebody, what is your brand? What do you want people to know? And for me, my brand is health. I want people to know that get back that control of your health, especially a lot of people, people are younger, people who are older, like me, who want to perhaps retire early. Get back that control of your health, and you'll be able to have the time to do some of the things that you've never, or you dreamed of doing. Have your vision, create your vision board, put this on it, start scripting, start writing the things that you want to do. Have faith. As a Christian, I believe in having faith, and I think that's very important. But it's so many things. And I think one of the other things is look at other motivational people out there. You've got Marissa Peer, you've got Tony Robbins, you've got Dean Graziosi, you've got lots of people out there, just even if you just go on YouTube, some really motivational stuff. You might find motivational people in your own church. That's fine. But really get alongside people who would support you in the journey as well. So for me, and if people are really, really sitting on the fence, and I know we only have this, I don't know how often, I think Odessa and Odette need to have more often, they need to come along to our team events, and really meet the team, and they will read some of the testimonies as well. I think that's important.
Oh, that's one of the best advices that I've had in this Digital Hustle talk show. That's a really good one. Number one, the branding, because not a lot of people don't know who their target audience is. So I think that's one thing that they should really, really work on. I agree on that, and that's a really catchy branding what you have. So even me, I have my own. So my branding is I'm breadwinner. So I'm targeting breadwinners who are who want time and financial freedom from themselves as well, especially those people who are supporting two or three families back home in their home country. So it's not just about just giving all your money. It's also like creating another source of income as well to save for yourself and for your future family. So that's really one good advice that I've heard on this Digital Hustle talk show. So thank you so much for that.
I
And I
think
really,
just to say, I think when you something's affected you dearly, like for me, it's things have affected me, my health, diagnosis, etc., and you've come through it, or you're still going through it, you realize what you think, what stress, what brought these things on. And a lot of it was stress, a lot of it was just work, yes, made time for my family. I never missed a sports day, a parent evening, or anything with my son. I have missed a few golf competitions or other things, but at the same time, I think I wish I had more time. And I would say to any new mom, I only took 6 months off on maternity leave. I really wanted to have a year off, a bit more, instead of putting my son in a nursery and the whole rushing of going to work and putting your child in and picking him up or getting a childminder after school and all that. For a career where sometimes you're not appreciated or you're not valued. And I think that got to me, or perhaps you're discriminated, which I have felt in the NHS. Not so much in public health, I have to say. It's just a different ball game here in public health. So I think when your health is affected, I really have a passion to support people and say, get back control, go for walks, go for the gym. What's your excuse? Oh, I can't. Yeah, get mobile. Stand and work at your desk. Go and have your breaks. Very important. Try and do swimming. The other day I did a Pilates reformers class with the Pilates machines. And I've booked a session for my fiancé to do with me. And I really enjoyed it. I haven't done it for 15 years. And I went back and they remembered me. And they were like, you remembered some of the things. And I really, really enjoyed it. Today on my lunch break, I went for swimming. I took an hour and a bit and I went and I did some swimming. So it's about getting that time back, even if it's to journal, to script, to pray, to have quiet time. people do other things. I think it's very, very important.
Exactly. And one thing that you mentioned is if they're still hesitant or they're still on the fence, talk to us, message
Yes.
us, ask us what we like about the business, and we're more than happy to share our experiences or testimonies from
And
this
so
thing.
much learning. There is
Exactly.
so much learning. I've learned something every day. And I think one of the best things about this business, and I have to say, I was a bit emotional when I went to London and I saw you all guys. It just felt like a real community,
Yeah.
And if you're from the countries that I'm from and were brought up in, you kind of miss that, and it just felt, you've just felt equal amongst everybody, and you felt very supported, and yeah, you felt so welcomed, and you can ask anybody questions, and the people were so open and transparent with you about their journey and where they're at, or where they're starting, or if they're on the fence and they came and they just wanted to know more. So for me, that really sealed it. That meeting in London, that team meeting, it was just like, wow.
It was very fun. I really had a great time. And what's the most rewarding aspect of your digital business endeavor?
What's a rewarding aspect? So I'm a newbie, and so far the rewarding aspect, one, it's the community and the team, and having that support from my coach and my mentor, and so for example, the Saturday morning, for newbies, I think that's very important. I've done two. I might decide I need to come back again and taking notes and learning. I think the step by step with the training, how it is laid out, it has just a unique formula, doesn't it? And we know it works
Yes.
because we have the testimony of people. It's not made up. It actually works. So I think for me, seeing other people do well, I've always been one of those people, and I think it's a blessing to see other people do well, and we're not in competition with each other because we're all at different stages. So it's about, yeah, that person's done really well, they're doing really well, look at them, your turn will come, but you got to put the work in for to come, and that's fine. So I think that's the rewarding is seeing other people, because that's motivating for me, and I'm glad that people do well, and from their testimonies, how they have enabled themselves to help their families. Wow. Seeing people like Marjorie and Odette and Odessa, seeing some of those testimonies, it's just really heart-filling, to see that people's lives are changed. Very, very important. And we're talking about core changes here. We're talking about changes of need, and that's really important. And I would like that to happen to me, for my mother who's overseas and unwell. So, but I think the training that's what I love about it, and the support you get. You've got webinars, you've got really, really key people, who would come out there. Yes, I think that's, for me, really good.
Oh, like I've met you twice already on Zoom on the Saturday onboardings, and I've met you in person as well. And I can really say that you will um you will really succeed in this business because you really show up. So that's one thing that people sometimes neglect. They think that, oh, because it will just come, or like I will be successful someday. But one thing that they have to know is that they have to show up
Yeah.
like every single day for their business, because it will not just be handed over to them. Success will not be handed over to them. You also have to work hard for this business. And you, Arlene, are a very hardworking woman, and I salute you for that, for showing up every single day for your business, and for also celebrating with your teammates, with your business partners for every milestone they have. So yes, thank you so much for having
Thank you.
for joining us
It's been a
here.
pleasure.
So that's all my 5 questions. Oh my God, I survived without coughing.
Well done.
Well done. Yeah, so guys, I hope that Arlene's story will inspire you and will give you some encouragement to pursue your own dreams of building a successful digital business. So if you need help or guidance on how to get started, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much, Arlene, for joining us today. And it's been a pleasure. And I look forward to staying in touch and following your continued success.
Thank you so much, Lizette. Have a good evening.
Thank